Okay, Catherine, whenever you want to
Okay,
begin.
We're good?
Yes.
Sorry, I got the car key.
No, that's okay.
No, no, you're good.
We're gonna call
No,
the meeting to
I'm glad you're
order.
here. Yep.
Okay, we'll verify do we have a quorum, Nikki?
We do have a quorum,
Okay,
yes.
so we're all good there. So we're moving on to adopting the agenda. Is everybody all good with it?
Any omens that want to make comments?
Did I bypass it?
Dory,
Oh,
did you
I'm
want to make a
sorry.
comment?
Sorry, Dory, my mistake. Any comments?
I do.
Okay.
Where would you like me to be?
Wherever you'd like.
Have a seat.
Mind if I sit here?
Yeah, go for it, that's not a problem.
I'd like to make a long friend. Just want to say thank you all for letting me stop by. I'm here because I like this committee, and so I was listening to some of the things, and I know you have Diane on later about Lakeside Park, and I just wanted to give a quick history a little bit behind it. Well, I was on the committee up until 2022 when I was asked to be on the task force, so I left this committee. I still like this committee, I like all that you do, and I think it's very fun and easy job, but I appreciate all that. But one of the things that we were tasked with was to go to everything and find out what's the best thing for a community center, a town hall, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to skip all the other stuff, it's 65 pages if you're ever interested in reading it. But one of the things we did was we looked at the Jones Room, and we said, hey, let's take Artisan Park and plop it on to the Jones Room, remove it, move it over to the playground area, put a 3-story building there, 2-story on the center, A-frame, overlooking one of the most beautiful places of celebration. Wouldn't that be nice for a community center? Because all these other places, you know, you go to Del Webb all day showing you 12,000 square foot. We have, and community center, blah, blah, blah. I got to put it on here. So the thing was that we should still keep in mind at least that if there's a possibility that we could do that someday, what do we put over there now temporarily? So then the other thought was that as special events, switching hats, we have nowhere to have an indoor of over 100 people. Every event we have all year long is outside. So just to say, and Nikki knows that very well. So sometimes it's hard, and it would be really nice to have something like that. Okay, on that. Okay, the next thing would be is what to put there. If we don't do that, and we don't have the funds, we don't whatever, what are we going to put there? Well, so I was trying to think outside the box. We have a lot of playgrounds for kids. We don't have one for adults. Everybody's into the Ninja Warrior thing. Now, I know you talked about musical things. I did read about that, and I was going to talk about Rev Services, which has the EVOs there. They do have musical things, and one of the things they say too is, and it doesn't really matter if you want to have music all over different parks, you could do that, but they have one for them that's really nice. Okay, but the thing of it is that what about if we were to take that out? First of all, see if Rep Services would come and remove it, because if they did, possibly they could revamp that and maybe give it to someone, an underprivileged part community or whatever. Or could they revamp it? They told me when they installed that, because our committee helped to design it, said, if you want to move this, we can move this for you. But make sure it's us. Never go to a separate third party. Okay, that's one thing. Could we move those maybe? But what about putting in an adult physical fitness park? We have, that would hit a demographic that we don't have. And so one of the things we were going to do when we were going to put the EVOs on the other side of the playground, said somebody on the board that wanted tennis courts, so we put tennis courts in, so we moved the EVOs over there. That used to be the Tonk. The Tonk would, I know it looks big like the volleyball, but actually it was the Tonk. Moved the Tonk by courts 1 and 2. But that was for that. But the thought is, that I think would go over huge. Now the other thing is, when we're going to put the EVOs by the pool, we were thinking about surrounding a play center with physical fitness equipment so adults could work out while the kids are playing. So rather than sitting on a bench looking at a phone, they could work out. So I don't know if it's big enough for that, but I did float it out to a few people, and lots of people think we have a lot of kids.
Yep.
What about maybe having it for adults? There's 3 trails there. They convert. It's fenced in already. And if we don't have the funds, because the amount that's available seems very low, because that EVO's probably costs $300,000 to put in now. So if we put something in, we might be able to afford that. We wouldn't have to change the circuit. And so
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Did you present that to the MPIC?
okay. Can I make a suggestion? It sounds wonderful. Can you give us like an itemized list of what you feel would be, or a paragraph or something that we can take back with us and discuss it a little more further?
I would love to.
Okay.
I would more than happy to.
We
do
would
whatever
really
I could.
appreciate that.
Just a thought, and I just thought, if the funds aren't available for a big system, what if we do something and then we take it for Democrat?
No, it sounds really wonderful.
I like
because
that
know
idea.
Out
It's
by
something that's
us,
missing.
in Island Village, around our track, we do have that.
Okay. Well, wait,
But we have the adult fitness.
Around the pond.
Around the pond, yeah. And everybody seems to really like it.
well, see, that's bonus. That's
So,
good to hear.
then,
It might work. But
You know,
the-
we'll see that we can work it in, but we'll need a,
The rec services has the, I think, like the Cadillac, it's not passive. We almost got the CD because we had them at one time, but nobody wanted that. They wanted the machines that actually move. Rec services has a fantastic
okay.
line.
But if, you know what, if you can submit a little something to us, that we could have like a sit-down meeting and really get into the nitty-gritty of
All right,
it.
well, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dory.
Thank you, Dory. Right.
Okay.
And then Darren's here to answer any questions about his program,
Okay.
which is
that's
item number
after we
one.
get into it. It's over here. Okay, back to where we're going here. Call to order, we have a quorum. So let's adopt the agenda. Does anybody have any questions on it? Okay, so motion to adopt?
With the you gotta make the changes.
Oh, I totally forgot.
No,
We
you're
do
good.
have a few changes to amend the agenda. We'd like to remove item number 4, Epic Motion. They unfortunately have withdrawn because they're going to be moving to New Jersey. We'd like to combine number A and B together.
I'm 5.
On five.
On 5, yes. And we're going to insert as number 8, a review of the code of conduct, and add as number 9, a discussion whether regarding trunk or treat. So is everyone good with that?
Eight is code of conduct.
8 is conduct.
Yes, code of conduct.
Yeah. 9 is discussion on trunk or treat.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve? Second? All in favor? Aye. Okay, so let's get to number 4.
Number 1, my friend.
Oh, number 4, okay.
Oh, sorry. I understand what you're saying.
I had to remember my Roman numerals for a second there. Okay, so I'm going to move on to Advantage Tennis.
Darren, come
Darren?
on down. Take a seat.
I've got really bad hearing and I left my hearing aids in the car, so if you guys.
Move as
have-
close
Yeah,
as
go
you
for
need.
it. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yell out a little bit, but, thank you first of all, everybody, for being a part of the committee. I think, I've even lost track, 12 years, 13 years, something like that, and seeing so many people grow, and I know it takes a lot of patience and a lot of energy, so thank you for being a part of that, and also a huge thank you for Nikki and Danny and the team. They've been absolutely amazing over the years for us, so. Over the last sort of 12, 13 years, I'm just trying to give us a brief highlight all the way through so you kind of get to know us a little bit and what we do. But we've had to come through a lot of changes. At the beginning, it started out really just myself walking out with teaching capacity, and it just organically grew from there. Many people have asked, what kind of marketing do we do? In truth, it's really 99% word of mouth, just people sort of passing the word along and new students kind of growing from that. Last year, we kind of went into what we had hoped would be, it had grown a lot, and the junior program was big, and I was trying to manage 2 different things, and we tried to bring in another guy who was running a very successful junior program to kind of work with me and use his system. As the year progressed, there was a lot of pluses, a lot of minuses, but really by the time summer came around this year, we decided we're better off going our own way. We had one way of doing it, and we wanted complete autonomy and controlling that junior program. And I was just like, look, I love to managing it, but there's still some things that I've got to maintain control. So we decided to kind of separate. I got a position basically the Stan Resort, just, 10 miles up the road or so.
What's the name of the resort?
Vistana?
The
Vistana.
Star,
The resort.
Star Island.
Sheraton this town, it's up on 535. So they've got a bunch of boats. It's an interesting story there on and off over the last 15, 20 years. But anyway, he managed to get himself in there, and so he moved his program over there, and everything's good. We just decided to do it between the two of us. That's cool. What that allowed us to do is kind of, especially for myself, be a lot more hands-on again. It said over the last 10 years, we've grown so much that I was tending to do a lot more management, less on-court stuff, and especially when they were here. But now I'm much more back on court, hence my slightly more casual attire than usual, because I've just come from the court and I'm going straight back to the court, captain here. But we've reshaped it again, got a lot more of the kids fired up, where they had a more play game approach to teaching tennis. We are a lot more points driven. We want to get them somewhere. We understand that there's a lot. We've got a little girl who's like 5 years old, and she already knows how many grandstands there are around the world, and that's her goal. She wants to be a professional tennis player, and she's just driven. So we want to take those driven kids or whatever, and give them a pathway all the way through. That pathway has kind of shown itself over the years. We had 2 years ago, we had our first 2 kids who come through the program go to college, play college tennis, get scholarships. Last year, we had another senior who graduated and went to college. And this year, we've probably got 2, maybe even 3 who will go to college out of high school. So the concept was that it was picked up from the athletic director of high school the first 12 years, 13 years ago. He saw me coaching downtown on Lakeside, and he said, I can see this vision where he said, you're teaching this little 6-year-old now, 6 years from now, 7 years, 8 years from now, the kid's going to be playing high school team. He said, this is just natural. He said, can you come become the high school coach? So that's kind of where we got the high school courts available to us, which is obviously a huge relief in terms of congestion down at Lakeside. So I can't remember exactly when we kind of came to the agreement, but we've got sort of 2 courts, probably 9% of the time, and then we're allowed 3 courts on Tuesday and Thursday because there was this busier afternoon. Technically, we could be at the high school all afternoons, but there was a strong push from the parents, and we kind of understood, again, this community feel. They want to take the kids down to Lakeside. They want the kids to be their older kids are playing tennis, the younger ones playing in the playground. They go downtown, get some ice cream afterwards. So anytime we'd sort of say, look, you're over at the high school, and I think we have to, and all this kind of stuff. So it's just that balance. Plus, it kind of gives us, a good viewing there. People can sort of see the program going on. And there's a lot of, are the courts overutilized, are the courts underutilized? We've had this discussion 1,000 times over the last 12 years, and committees have kind of gone down there and gone, I don't see anybody on the tennis court today, I don't understand what the argument's for. I can only put it down to there's an energy in the world, whether it be a full moon or whatever, that everybody wants to show up at the same time. And I can't put any reason on it whatsoever. I'll go down on one Thursday and it's packed, and you go down another Thursday and there's nothing. So I think we've got a good balance. Would we like to have some more tennis courts? 100%, especially as the town's growing, Island Village is going to continue to grow. We would love it, but like I said, I put that in the team over here, and they got to figure out the best they can do. So, but in the meantime, we're balancing it very well. Probably back in spring, sort of January through April, we were probably utilizing the courts maybe about 75 hours a week. We are probably at almost half that now. With that NC gone, we're, like I said, a lot more. We're only at the Lakeside Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, Monday, Wednesdays, most Fridays, we're over at the high school. So we're probably at around about 40 hours a week right now at Lakeside, give or take. Let's see what else I got. Yes. The ratio, I think you may have given you already, I think we're about 66% residents currently.
We
Yeah,
have,
and just to understand from our perspective, my wife now works very, very closely with me. She's done an amazing job on the software. We kind of introduced new software this season. She's been on court a lot more with me. This is very much a family business. My daughter trains, my son is already in college, playing college tennis. He was a part of the program. We've been in the community for 14 years. We've raised thousands of dollars for how, literally, each year we've been raising probably $30,000 for the high school tennis team. We've been part of community events in town, raising money. We've also done a lot of scholarships over the years. One great example that jumps to mind was a boy who, his father got a brain tumor, and unfortunately his father didn't last more than 6 months. There's no way the family was going to be able to maintain it. He was the youngest in the family, and tennis was the only thing he had. So we just agreed to keep him in the program until he was a senior and graduated, and that's happened on several occasions, just helping people out. It's when you're part of the community, it's different to just doing a job. You get to know the families. This is the part that I think that other entity couldn't kind of grasp. It was all business for him, and it was all about the dollars, and he was a brilliant strategist. Maximizing court usage and everything else. That I said, you just don't understand. You've got to take care of these people. We're in the world, we're maybe 5, 6 degrees removed. Here in town, we're 1 or 2 degrees removed. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. So, it's very important for us to be a part of the community, to grow the tennis program with the community. I don't know if there's any other questions or anything specific. I've got.
No, I wanted to make
pictures
sure,
of photos, but-
I wanted to make sure, because I know that you all heard in the past couple months other comments from residents. I wanted to give Darren an opportunity to present the history, and if you all had any questions about his program. We're going to be reviewing in November your contract.
Yeah.
But I know, like Darren said, he gets 2 courts available at all times, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, he's available 3 courts in the evenings. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask Darren right now. You know what I mean?
so my question, not to Darren, since I've been part of everything over the past few years, and now I'm on Parks and Rec, and we had all those people come and talk, and has everything
Settled?
settled?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it has gotten 10 times better.
Okay.
People seem happier.
They seem, yeah, they seem happier, but also Darren has been doing a good job working with us. So if there are concerns that are expressed, we do have conversations with Darren, and he helps resolve them. If people are non-residents as well, we don't ask programs to do this, but Darren does a good job. He'll even ask for an ID and ask them to leave.
Thank you.
So we do appreciate that as well. So he not only does programs, but he helps our team out.
That's just the key, again, like I said, we're a part of the community, we understand the problems, and, just trying to maintain that, and, sometimes you just get misunderstandings between people,
Sure.
We've had residents come in and go, we want to teach on court 3, we want a lesson on court 3, we're residents, we have the time, and I have to go into the long story of the history and why and everything else, and, it's just that natural diplomacy really to kind of keep everybody happy and understanding where we're at.
Most of the time, I think when people you can converse with them and say, this is the situation, I'm terribly sorry,
Yes.
we have to work within certain parameters,
Yeah.
they back down a little bit.
Yeah.
They just want to be heard.
Yes. And being a part of it, I mean, way back when I first started, there's a senior men's group and there was a senior ladies group, and the senior men were just like, who's this guy coming on, and it was just like, okay, I finished the lesson one day and then there was only 3 of them, and I said, hey, do you mind, can I join you? Can I jump in with you? And it was like, after that, they were like, anything you need.
Yeah.
You just, you know what I mean? And so it's just, it is.
It's just
They'll learn how to
communication.
play.
I've learned that a lot down here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so. All right, thank you so much for coming, appreciate it.
Any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Darren, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming in.
Okay. Now, we don't have to motion that.
No,
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 we're good
no,
with
you're
that.
good. It was just,
Right.
just a quick summary
We're
of
gonna
this
like
program.
move on to the Lakeside Playground Equipment Design and Layout.
Yes, so I have Diane on this call with us. She's a certified playground safety inspector. who's going to be assisting us throughout this lakeside project. And
Thank you, Diane.
so Diane, I know you had a couple of questions for the committee about kind of like what's their wish list per se, the purpose, intended audience, etc. So if you can just let us know where you would like to start, we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Well, I'm pretty much on ground zero. Before I can do any kind of a layout or start kind of getting an idea of what to do, I need some direction from you on what you have to have in there, what your wish list is. Sometimes we can't fit it all in. If there are any issues with the property itself, like drainage issues or things that might need to be addressed, I'd like to do a little better utilization of that area where right now you have two playgrounds that are next to each other but separate. And I also was curious about the light posts that are in the middle of those two, if they can either go away completely or perhaps we can still get rid of the light posts, but utilize the electrical to do some lighting in a different way.
So you have a problem with that light pole in the middle of the two playgrounds?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, that's been my pain point for years, that light pole.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, say that again?
It's been a concern, thorn in her side.
Got it.
It's also expressed a lot of safety concerns with the kids running back and forth
Yes.
from the toddler to the adolescents.
Kids sticking their arms through
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I would like to eliminate is you come in the main entrance, then you either go to the left or to the right. And the few times that I've been there, nobody ever goes back out and comes, in the other entrance. They just run back and forth. And I would like to make it one cohesive space. And I couldn't hear real well, but I think somebody was talking about this location, hoping to have some adult interaction type items as well.
Yes, so I just put it on the screen. I'm not sure if you can see our screen.
Yep.
This was kind of like our wish list that we reviewed. I could kind of go through it, and as far as the committee, just let me know if I'm going off the rail for a minute. So we wanted to be inclusive and accessible, so ADA compliant with a ramp system and pathway, of course. We wanted transfer stations for climbing structures.
Okay.
So we talked about like the like Ninja Warrior style of playground. Shade and seat-in, obviously we want a shade structure over play structures and seat-in areas with benches. I understand how much shade structures do cost. So again, it's on a wish list, doesn't mean that we're expected to get it. Picnic table, obviously one, wheelchair accessible, and eco-playful furniture.
And that
Now,
ruler problem.
as far as the picnic table, you have a pavilion there that has at least one picnic table. Are you wanting
Correct.
something additional?
As far as the committee, you're okay with just the one,
Yeah,
like
they
picnic
just
table with
spent
the
a lot of
structure?
money fixing that.
As long as there's some difference.
Yeah.
As long as there's some type of seating and shade structure.
Okay.
Or, yeah. So if it's in the way, we would have to probably obviously review like an alternative location, but yes, we would like to keep it if possible.
Well, I know that was just refurbished, so I was kind of trying to plan the design around what you already have there.
Perfect.
Minus, of course, the two playgrounds and the light thing in the middle.
Okay. So we were thinking about two different play structures. So the first one would be toddlers. So we were thinking of low slides, crawl tunnels, spring riders, climbing dome, or mini rock wall, and rainbow chimes. Reason why we put rainbow chimes is previously we were talking about like a music in the park style. But I'm not sure. Are we still going that route, folks?
That's what I was on, that we were gonna do,
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything on that list so far with toddlers, Diane, you think would not work?
No. I mean, I have a plan in my head, so I've kind of got to figure all these things into it. Now, when you say rainbow chimes, are you talking like a xylophone? Or are you talking about?
Yes.
The
Okay.
xylophone, yes. Yep.
Okay. Are you open to other musical components?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that right? Okay.
Well, there's a guitar down in the east one. There's that guitar that I just found out, plays music. If the kids want.
We have another committee member. I don't think Diane can hear, so I'm letting her know.
Yeah, I heard about,
Uh,
the guitar
oh,
at
okay.
East Lawn.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a couple of designs. There's some really awesome musical components that children of all ages like, as well as children that have disabilities. So I'm gonna give you a couple of designs that you guys can kind of look at and decide what you like, what you don't like, and we may marry two type things together.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. And then the next playground structure would be for children. So multi-deck play with bridges, monkey bars, tall slides, monument corridor, balance beams, rope climbers, or net towers. So we're looking for like that Ninja Warrior kind of style for the older kids, since that's something we don't really have here in town.
Also too, we had a lot of discussion about that roller table, for the inclusivity for some more challenged children.
You're talking about like it's like that slide where
Yeah,
pull
that
they
they pull
pull
themselves.
the kids across. They can pull themselves across, Diane.
Are you kind of like talking about a zip line, but more for,
So
No,
it's
no,
like I want to say it's
like
like
the
a
thing at the
slide.
supermarket.
It's like a slide where it looks like it's like a table, and there's like bars you go like pull yourself across on it.
okay, I'm not familiar off the top of my head. I'll look for that.
I'll be happy to send you a photo
If you
after
have,
this
that would be,
meeting.
yep,
Yeah, let me
any
see.
photos that you have, send those to me.
Okay. And then again, we were going down the route of like a sensory and interactive play, so musical instruments, interactive panels as well, so gears, mazes, memory games, etc.
Okay,
But I do like what Dory said as well, is add in something for adults. So Dory, she's one of our residents here that was presenting. I'm not sure if you're able to hear the whole thing.
some of it.
But
I got the gist of it.
okay, yeah. So we do have like a location at Island Village that has like gym equipment for adults to kind of go
Like on
around
the
the lake
path,
on the
yeah.
path.
Okay,
We just don't have anything closer to like the downtown area.
okay,
So I do like that idea of being able to have like equipment. So while your kids are, on the playground, there's like an area for them to at least, work out or be able to kind of get involved instead of being down on their cell phones.
okay. Well, I'm all for that. One thing I would say, you got quite a list for a very defined space.
Yes.
So, is there anything that is, more of a high priority on your list than not, if we're gonna incorporate some adult items in there?
I will defer that to the committee.
What do you guys think? What would you, if you had to choose amongst those items, what would be your number one in each category?
I would like to, first of all, before answering this, to know exactly, this is going to be something totally different from the playgrounds that we used to have here, right?
So this is replacing the Lakeside Playground right now.
And
Yeah.
different from what we have in Spring Park, what we have.
That's what.
That's the
what
goal
we're
is
trying for,
we're
yes.
trying to, something different.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why we had thought of
Yeah,
the music.
then it makes sense.
So
Definitely need a shade structure down there.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you can match with the splash pad, the visual, not the.
That's a good
I
idea.
think we talked about that when we were when Nikki gave us all the designs.
yeah,
We talked about matching the colors maybe of the.
yes.
The aesthetic.
Diane,
carrying over.
did you get a photo of what the splash pad's gonna look like at Lakeside?
No.
Okay, so I will send that along via email to you, just so you
Okay.
can see the color scheme that we were kind of trying to bounce off of, because we're having a splash pad right next door to the Lakeside Playground. So we
Okay.
wanted to make sure the colors flown from the splash pad to the playground.
Okay. And I don't know if I have this, but can I have a copy of this? Your wish list that you've got on the screen?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay,
So the first item that the committee said that they would like is a high priority is a shade structure.
okay.
Okay, so what
Yes,
would be the for actual equipment?
Something that is for all the children, inclusive.
Okay, what
Okay.
does the rest of the committee think of
What do you
that?
mean?
like a disabled child can use, a challenged child can use. I'm just going to say it's a bad term, but an average child can use that. All the children can use the equipment.
So do you want this to be this specific park, like more ADA compliance than the
I think
remainder
it
of
would be a
parks?
great idea. I don't think any of the other parks
We
are
don't have-
fully ADA.
we don't have-
Did they?
And that's really important. There are quite a few challenged children.
Well,
And-
this park has that.
Wellington.
Yeah,
It's been there.
the whole wheelchair can go on the piece of equipment here.
Yeah, there's some things here.
And then did they just add new equipment down in Island Village to that playground? Or is that
Not that I'm
equipment always
aware.
there?
That's always.
No, it's been there.
Yeah.
Because there are some things there. I don't know about North Village.
I don't think North Village doesn't have anything specific that a wheelchair
No.
can get
neither
on. I
does
mean,
East
every,
Village.
every
maybe if we
playground
just have
has what is
something.
called transfer stations where the wheelchair can come up to.
Mhm.
Normally you'll see the entrance step and then there's a square platform. That's called a transfer station. And
Okay.
you should have wheelchair parking so that if the child has upper body abilities, they can get out of the wheelchair and maneuver their way through the equipment on there. The 2 to 5 unit on Spring Park is the only one. I've never been to Allen Village, but Spring Park is the only one that I know that the wheelchair can actually go up onto.
Is there a way to blend the toddler area with ADA compliance since things are inherently lower and
Yeah,
things
I
like
think
that?
that's a
'Cause
good idea.
I think
Yeah.
that having ADA compliance is wonderful, but I also don't want to, I don't want to say, if everything is that way, it might deter some children from going.
I
So
understand,
being
yeah.
inclusive-
No, I think that's a good idea.
So I don't know if blending the toddler area to that would make sense, so it's kind of a multi-use. And then the older child area, a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more.
That's a good
I
idea.
like that
testing the
idea.
Boundaries, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they gonna use the whole area that's already there with the equipment, or are they gonna expand out to where wasn't there a tree that was cut down there? That butts up to the pool?
I don't know.
I think so. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember a trick. Well, to answer your question, I would like to utilize all the space that is available there. Meaning leaving the existing sidewalks, leaving the existing pavilion with the picnic table and using all the rest of it. So I'm talking about where the 2 playgrounds are now, plus the grass
Yeah.
around them,
Do you think
I'm
that
talking
needs to be
about when you
leveled?
walk in the playground.
most likely.
Yeah.
When you walk in to the left, there's all that grass area with all these roots and all that. Will that be taken out and will equipment be put in that area? That might be a good place.
So she's asking Diane if, like, there's like landscaping around the playground. If we would
Yep.
remove all the landscape and expand so the whole playground takes that whole area up.
Not
Yeah, the
outside.
way that I
Yeah.
like to do it is that the playgrounds would come out, the equipment, the containment borders, those plastic containment borders, the handicap ramps, everything that you see there. And we would address any drainage issues if there are any, remove the lights. We may have to bring some backfill in, but that whole area would be graded, compacted. Think about how a developer would do a new community. So they get all that graded and compacted, and then we start building. So yeah, I would take all of that
Take everything
and
out.
fix those issues that are there before we start putting new in.
Okay.
She keeps saying remove the lights. I don't think I would remove the lights. I mean, remove those lights.
I believe Diane's saying remove those specific lights,
I would keep lighting.
but we're
No,
gonna
still
keep
put
lights
lighting
though in the
Has to be,
park.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
the
if
goal
there's
thing?
power there, there's no reason not to keep it and keep lights in the park. I would just like to
Like relocate.
preferably
the
move them
lights
out of the center.
I agree. She's saying basically, sorry, it's, she's basically saying she would like to, you could come up here.
Come sit up here so you can hear her.
Basically, she's saying that she would like to like relocate the lights so they're not in that location, especially since we have electrical out there. So it sounds like, Diane, from the committee, we would like it to, the color scheme to match the splash pad, a shade structure. We want it to be multi-usage, so ADA compliance as well as like with the toddler area. And we want like an adventurous like kind of like a Ninja Warrior style, right? Still?
Yeah.
For the children between 5 to 12.
And then maybe add a
Okay.
little adult area.
Another thought too, I have no idea the expense on this. There's something called piezoelectric tiles, so as you step on them, the force of it down generates electricity, so you can make like light up steps that are self-contained. I don't know if at nighttime that would be a draw to do some type of interactive experience at night.
We don't want to go in the playground at time.
They close at dark, I thought.
Yeah.
Did you say piezoelectric?
Piezoelectric.
Piezoelectric,
I'm not saying
Diane?
like fully at nighttime, but like in the.
I didn't
when you
quite
step on
catch
the
it.
lights up.
He said, when you guys are talking, if you don't mind just chiming up a little bit, I apologize, it's
No,
on.
they're piezoelectric tiles, basically when you step on it, it generates, they're self-contained, so it generates enough electricity to power an LED light for a couple seconds. So basically, you can have an interactive, they touch it, but they're self-contained, so they don't necessarily need long-term maintenance. They just exist, so if kid steps on it, it lights up, so it jump around, play on it that way, but it doesn't need power from anything else.
What is the material? Is it like a four-in-place type of material?
No, it's like think of a giant button that just gets put into the ground.
Oh, okay.
It's like a button you step on, but the powering comes from itself as opposed to something else.
Okay.
I don't know if it works during daylight, what there is, but that's something different that doesn't exist somewhere
It
else.
is,
that
yeah.
might be-
Yeah.
Okay. Is this park going to be open after dark?
No,
Okay.
they're not normally, right?
Normally they're dusk to dawn, but I don't
Yeah.
know what you are planning on doing with this one.
It might be a terrible idea, just something. different
Yeah,
that doesn't exist.
I would like to see, the park not open, after hours.
Yeah.
My only concern that I had there, that I did like the lights, is it is by a lake, and we've had gators climb them fences, so that's just my only concern about if there's not a light out there. That was just the only safety concern I saw, because we did see a 9-foot gator in there.
Yeah.
So, and it gets really dark in that area at Lakeside. There's just limited lighting. So even if we don't have lights for like the playground, just some kind of light
Needs
that's,
to have a light there.
yeah,
And there's electric already there?
there is electric, yep.
Okay, so it's there. Otherwise, we could consider solar, right?
You could
Yeah,
do
we
that as a
could.
shade structure.
Oh, yeah,
Just put on
the
top
shade
of shade
structure.
structure,
But
depending on what it
if
is.
the, yeah, the shade's gonna be similar to the East Village one. It's not gonna hold it.
Well,
Yeah.
even there are poles with, I can't remember the name of it now, with the panel on top of the poles with the light that's right there. They line.
So can
Island
we
Village
potentially
and
review a
everything else.
shade structure that has lights on it?
Solar.
Solar lights, I'm sorry?
Yeah, that's a possibility. There's a lot of different shade structures that I was gonna present to you guys to choose from, but
Okay,
yeah, there is lighting for those.
okay.
I mean, if it ends up being that financially we can't move those two posts in the middle, we'll have to kind of work around them, but
Okay.
which is, I'm gonna have to get creative with the shade structures, but I kind of wanted to get creative with those anyway. I'm not a big fan of the giant rectangular
Yeah.
tarp, so to speak, over top of it. I'd like to have something that has a little bit more appeal to it.
Yeah, I believe the ones at North Village is more like a sail-in style of a shade structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
they
they're
have really cool ones that are shaped like butterflies, flowers. They've
Yeah,
got a
they
lot
are
of
cool.
really nifty shade structures now.
Okay.
But considering the gator, we really should have like an electric wired light there, correct?
Yeah,
Um,
that's some, we can review that.
Well, there's
Maybe
power
the solar
there,
to
so
add
we'd have
some
to see
more.
what the cost of that would be versus solar. You've
To
also
relocate it,
got
yeah. I
a
think
lot
that's
of
a
trees
good
back
issue.
there, so you want to make sure that they're not going to shadow it to where your solar's not going to work.
So you already have power going to the middle light pole anyway, so you
Yeah, I
can
was-
rerun and just extend it
Re-
over to wherever the shade structure pole would be.
I was thinking
Yeah,
of
it's a
solar
real-
as like a supplemental.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you
to
can
reroute
power
it.
I still know if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
Gonna get as much out of it as you put into it.
Right.
If it's not gonna be open at night, having one or two floodlights,
Yeah.
I don't know if. the-
Yeah, because
the
if it's
solar
a,
panel
if it's a
costs-
dusky day, overcast day, kids are still gonna wanna be in the playground. You
Right,
might need a
but-
little light.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the cost of a solar panel.
Yeah.
Unless it's a self-contained one, if
The
you're looking
cost,
for,
the
large
first
things,
cost
you're-
is really high.
yeah, the amount that you're gonna save on it over the long term, I don't know that for a handful of lights, it's gonna.
I got you. Yeah.
But pays just to even look at it. It can't hurt. Doesn't cost to shop. Unless you go shopping with me.
And I think the last thing that we wanted to talk about is number 5, the safety and surface. We wanted to do that pour in place rubber surface
Okay,
instead of like the mulch that's already down at Lakeside.
okay,
And then I'm not sure how much more this would cost, but a perimeter fencing or natural barrier to separate the playground from the public. Kind of more like of a dog park entrance per se. So you have like 2 gates that you go through.
okay,
That's such a public, it's not a public facility, but it's such a public area where non-residents try to get in. So if a resident leaves the gate open, non-residents are in there like there's no tomorrow. So
Yeah.
we didn't know if there's a possibility to have like at least a 2-gate system.
okay.
And we're gonna scan them in, right?
Yeah, it'd be a key card scanner.
Okay,
Let me see. And then, yeah, again, they were, last part of the additional items was just like a fitness play element. So that's why ninja course, flex, grip, cross, and like the committee said, something adventurous, for the children. Oh, it's called the, roller, table slides, by the way.
okay,
That's the ADA, it's kind of like a slide, for folks, who,
Right, they lie on their back and they
lie
can
on their
pull
back and
themselves
they could,
across.
right,
okay.
And that's something that's nowhere else.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
our
'cause
goal is to
you have
look
so
for
many
something
playgrounds
unique.
there, I would encourage you to try to do something different so that it's not, you know, an 8th playground that's the same as everything else that's there.
Right. And yeah, we're eager to see what kind of ideas that you have as well, Diane, or recommendations for the committee. So does this help at least with the direction of
Yes.
where to
Yeah,
get
you guys
started?
got a very long
Okay.
wish list for a smaller space, but
Well, you
yeah,
know
this
what
will give you
works
something to
well,
work on.
so-
If you can give me the color palette, that will help a little bit
Yes.
too. And then is there, I don't know if this is separate or not, any kind of a landscaping budget for the perimeter of it?
Yes, that's something I'll work with Lauren with, so we could provide you with those numbers. I
Okay.
believe there will be a separate budget for that.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
So
And when, because I think that we were talking about doing the actual construction part in 27, if I'm not mistaken, but what is your deadline on having just a preliminary sort of layout?
Beginning of the new
I
year.
guess, yeah, I guess the question is, can we re-invite you back to the December meeting? Would that give you enough time?
Yeah, that should work.
Okay,
Just, I don't know how much you know of my life. I have a Christmas decorating company that I've owned
Oh,
for
yes.
decades. So the month of November, you can forget it. I fall off the
Yeah.
face of the earth. Do you know when in December your meeting is?
so I was just talking to the chair, how about January instead? Does that work
That'd be
better
good.
then?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that gives me a little more breathing room.
okay, perfect. And then that way I could reach out and let you know when their next, or their January meeting is.
When is this
Okay.
going to be done? What year?
For 2027.
Can't be done.
To be completed by, right?
Can't be done for the 30th anniversary?
The committee's asking if there's any way that this could even open by our 30th anniversary, which would be November of 2026. Do you think that's not reasonable,
It's kind
or?
of close.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little.
It's
bit
a lot of
close.
stuff to do in that period because I know it's a possibility, let me put it that way. I don't know what the financing part of it, like
Yeah.
you guys, your budget. Where you're at with that. So that would be something that would have to go through Lauren and Jacob, but I mean, it is possible, but we'd have to really start pinpointing the design that you like and finding the vendors that we're gonna use for it. And
Okay.
then, of course, there's permitting, because that always takes forever.
Yep, that's right.
And none of us have control over that one.
No.
Absolutely. Okay. So we'll revisit back with you, Diane, then in January, and I'll let you
Okay.
know the meeting date. And then after this meeting, I'll send you all that information that you need to get started.
Yep. Yeah, send me this, whatever pictures that you have that you guys have found that you really like. And then the color schematic for the splash pad.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time, Diane. Thank you so much.
Diane.
Thanks,
No
Diane.
problem. Thank you.
All right, take care now.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, we got a big wish list.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's move on to the approval of the minutes for the meeting of September. Does anyone have any questions?
It says here that I was not present. This one you were meeting, that you were talking about?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
adjust
we'll fix
that
that.
for you. I'm not sure why I put that there. Yes, I saw you. So I'm sorry. I'll change. Because you know what's funny? I have you as adopted. You second the motion for adopted. So I apologize for that. Yeah.
Nikki, I was here also.
You're not
Man,
there,
I
Mike?
guess I just
That was
didn't
a
want to
rough
put
day.
you. My apologies. I'll update that.
Did we need to put in that Mike was late?
No.
Okay,
Just
good,
who's here. So if you can just make a
Okay, so-
recommendation with those
All
two
right, we're going to make a
changes.
recommendation to make the changes to show that Fernanda and Celia were both present at the meeting.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I just need a motion in a second.
Okay, yes.
Sorry.
You have motions, okay, and second? Fernanda, perfect.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
All in favor? Okay. Okay, so that one's good. All right, now, we amended it to remove number 4, and so let's move on to number 5, to approve the 2026 recreational contracts. And as we amended earlier, we're going to combine lifelong and thriving in place. Thank you, Dory.
Yeah, I can give you a little bit of background.
Okay.
Just kind of what I did to try to simplify. Previously with the committees, I would print them out, 12 different contracts, and it'd be very difficult and annoying because it's tedious. So I thought I'd give you the one contract, just so it's easier to read, because they're all going to have that same scope of work, and then just the back pages would be adjusted. So on the screen, as you can see, here's all the recreation programs that we are reviewing, except the 2026 contracts, so Cyclones and Advantage Tennis, so you can disregard those two. And I also included the roster and the percentage. So 39 means there were 39 participants, the average of it. Family Fitness 7, Aqua Yoga 18, Cyclones 89, Darren has 94, Star Dips has 19, Little League has 195 participants, flag football 122, dog training 16, lifelong is 131, thriving in place 89, ballroom dance 9, Phoenix lacrosse 14, and Zumba 19. And you can see the percentage. So they're all over, except with the exception of one, they're at 55% and above that are Celebration residents. And Little League is lower. I did have a conversation with them today. The reason why it is at this percentage is a good amount of their non-residents go to the school and are like faculty members.
Okay.
So it does show 40%. It was just a little bit awkward to figure out who went to the school or whatnot. So.
47 is pretty close, because
And they don't utilize our space as much. It's just going to be twice a week with East Village. 95% usage will be over at K through 8.
okay.
And then I put the monthly flat rates on the side here. These are actually the current ones with the exception of Aqua Yoga that I wanted to talk about. These monthly flat rates, I wanted to make the recommendation of not changing them. These are last year's flat rates. We have so much going on with Town Hall still being closed. We had issues with the heaters at the pools that caused some programs to lose participants. So I wanted to, until we get into 2027, keep the rates the same. The only one that I spoke to was Nina from Aqua Yoga. She can't get to the 208. dollars a month, which is the 2,500 for the year. So we wanted to make the recommendation of $100 per month. She's a small business. That accommodates 100% residents. I know it says 66%, but a good amount are residents. I don't want this program to disappear because it's a
No.
smaller program. She
It's
doesn't
very
take up
important to the
space.
community. It's also geared towards the more senior members of the community.
Seniors, it's during the daytime. It doesn't affect anything.
Cornerstone Health.
It's health, so I just wanted to throw that one in there. All the other ones, just want to double check before I say anything. Yeah, all the other ones are staying the same, but I just kind of wanted to give you all a heads up about the numbers and rates, and if you had any questions, to let me know before we go through these contracts.
They're all good with me. What does everybody else feel?
My only question is, where do they all meet?
Where they all meet?
Yes.
It's a great question. So Irish Dance, they normally meet at the Jones Room. We do our very best to keep them at the Jones Room. They're there Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Family Fitness, they meet over at the North Village Pavilion. I want to say that is Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So roughly it's 3 hours a week. Aqua Yoga meets 3 times a week over at the Lakeside Pool. Again, it's during the morning time, so they don't really affect any programs. Cyclones and Advantage Tennis will skip until November's meeting. Star Dibs, they meet in 2 different locations. So they're over at Lakeside on Tuesdays in the Jones Room, and then they're at our athletic complex on Thursdays at night. The concern is that location, the complex is very little, very tiny. So when we move programs in there, we do feel bad because they do lose a lot of participants. It's not enough space. It's 3 times like smaller than this room. It's pretty sad. Little League, again, they only use twice a week at East Village. Flag football, they only utilize our athletic complex on Fridays and Sundays, but that's usually during the months of November through January. So they're only here just for the winter season. Dog training is over at the North Village Pavilion. They only meet once a week. It's usually on a Saturday or Sunday, but it depends on the session per se, because I think it's like a 6-week session. Lifelong Learning, they're over at the Island Village Clubhouse. So this was a way to get people to start using the clubhouse. They normally meet over at Town Hall, and they're there Tuesday through Thursdays. So when Town Hall reopens, the goal is to get them back over to that location. Thriving in Place, they meet here every Friday, with the exception of the second Friday of each month, and during summer breakout, they can't utilize this location. Ballroom Dance meets here on Thursdays. They do get canceled, unfortunately, when we have Covenants meetings and a few other meetings, but we're doing our very best to try to move up the Covenants meetings so they're not conflicted. Phoenix Lacrosse, they meet over at the here actually, Spring Park Open Field. I spoke to them. They're not doing a fall season, but they're just focusing on their spring season since they have more athletes. And Celebration Zumba, they're over at, they're sometimes in this location, Heritage Hall, the complex, as well as the Jones Room. This program gets moved a lot because it's during that prime time of like 5:30 to 6:30. So all these programs, like I mentioned, a lot of them take up the space of Heritage, Jones Room, to the point we had to relocate them to the athletic complex, and that room is not worthy of a program to be in, to be honest with you. It's more of a meet-in, kind of like a locker room style for like athletes that play like soccer, not like athletes like, Irish dance or whatnot. So I'm really excited and curious to see what it's going to be like when we reopen up Town Hall, as well as phase 2 of Island Village. They're gonna have a clubhouse as well as a potential room. So at least some of the programs that we have, not programs, clubs, like Democrats, the Celebrators, like Knights of Columbus, Garden Club. We could potentially move them out over there, especially if they're in the evening, to focus more on the recreational aspect. And the goal is to use Town Hall, one of their locations. There's going to be 2 rooms that are dedicated just for meetings. So hopefully we can focus on having our meetings at Town Hall and let these facilities actually be for partner programs, so we can help them increase their participants as well as help us increase our revenue.
I forget, when is it, town hall projected to be finished? Like a
I believe
year,
it's,
year and a half?
I think it's fall of 2026.
Oh, so it's next year. Okay,
Next
that's
year, next year, yeah. So that's why I didn't want to touch any of these programs until next year, until
No,
we
I think
revisit
that's a
it.
good idea.
Any questions about any specific program?
Not for me. Okay, so,
As far as the contract goes, I did make those 2 changes that Colin requested on the agreement. It was in regards to the termination as well as, I think it was underneath insurance, I believe. It was number A. I had it written down, but the 2 concerns that he had, we reviewed with legal, and they gave us a green light to move forward with it.
5 is insurance indemnification.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, it was number 5, letter C. That is what he added on here,
Gotcha.
as well as
No, I think that was a great ad.
number 10, suspension or termination.
So is the long-term plan to keep all the contracts lining up on the same dates? Basically, they all ran at the same time?
That's the goal, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, is everyone expires in December 31st. So the 2 new contracts, or not newer, but the Age Strong, the STEM program that we approved, Spark Grounds, Celebration Cyclones, and tennis, I wanted to invite in November so we can approve them so they expire December of next year.
Okay. So
The only program that's a little bit, yeah, the only program that's a little bit off is soccer. I don't mean to put you on the spotlight, but once we get your program back, it'll end in December with everyone else.
That'll be good, we can do it all the same.
Yeah, that's the goal. And there's so many contracts with these partner programs. So that's why I was discussing when we were looking at the scope of work for clubs, I was just gonna have them fill out an application, and it'll go over kind of like the pros and cons. You have to have 75%, I know we discussed, to be
Yes.
75% residents in order to be a club here in town. But if there's any concerns, I'm gonna have them speak in front of the committee. And if we have any concerns as far as management, it'll be on the agenda for you all to actually vote or deny, or accept or deny those clubs.
Okay. All right, so do you,
It's the
vote on them
Celebration
individually?
Club.
There's consider a club, yep.
which one?
Celebrators. Yeah.
50 and over.
got a long way to go for that.
But they're all residents, because you have to live in Celebration to be part of it.
Anyone have any questions?
And,
Good.
No? Okay.
okay, so, do you want to, can we group them all together, or do you want to do it
You're more than
individually?
welcome to group it or individualize.
How's everyone
It's up to
feel
you.
about
Motion to approve all of them.
Second?
Wait,
Oh, wait one second.
we have to separate A and B, so you have to vote on A and B.
Okay, so,
I have to recuse myself on that,
All right.
because
All right,
I'm
so-
the advisory council for
all
the
right, so we
Celebration
will,
Foundation.
we'll separate A and B, we'll put
Right.
those together. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve A and B.
Second?
So,
Okay, pretty good.
so how many people are at this meeting right now?
There's a total of 4, so.
If I recuse myself, what happens?
We're missing.
Well, you're still
No, you
present.
can still do it because you're present.
You
Yeah.
don't have a,
No, you could do
No,
3.
yeah.
3 can vote.
you can vote
Mhm.
with 3?
Yes, it'd be if Catherine said no, then we wouldn't be able to have a vote.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, now on items numbered C through
Make a
K.
motion to C through K to approve as is.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
You guys made that
Parks and
very
Rec.
easy. Wow, wasn't even prepared for that.
Parks and Rec update with Nikki.
We got a lot going on in Parks and Rec. So we have a lot of events and pop-ups. So we just had our second pop-up of this year at Island Village Clubhouse. It was on Saturday. We had a total of 234 participants that walked in and out of that door. The reason why I'm saying participants is because we partnered with the Chocolate Stroll. We offered the equipment as well as the room for residents, and they were able to share the room per se. They had photos with Willy Wonka. We made some popcorn. Everything was complimentary. They were able to watch movies, arts and crafts. It was a good time. So
Yeah, kids really loved it.
it was an opportunity for residents to actually check out the venue, and they asked us questions about reserving the room. So we're going to try to do more of pop-ups like that, just in case anybody has any questions on that. This Wednesday, we have dueling pianos over at Lakeside Park. On October 22nd, over at the Jones Room, we also have another recreational pop-up. It's between $8 to $12, where you can paint your own ceramic pumpkin, like a planter or a tea light pumpkin. The 24th, we have Spooky Soiree coming up over at Lakeside Park. Just something to note, which we're probably going to have to revisit this as a recreation committee, is the special events committee did a guest policy. So if you go to that specific event, any guest you bring has to pay $5. So even though your card's 1-to-5 or 1-to-4 ratio, those participants still have to pay. If you have your Crow ID, you're free. But if I bring like my friend and she doesn't live in town, she has to pay $5. Does that
Didn't we
make
do
sense?
something like this last year too, right?
The committee reviewed, because we've been having issues with people at the pools. After we brought in Mayberry Security, it
Right.
really helped. But that's just something I want to just like chirp in your ear, because
No.
probably by
think it's a great
December,
idea.
as a committee, we may need to revisit this ID policy of like
Yeah.
the 1-to-4 ratio. Now that Island Village is coming up, phase 2 will be here before we know it.
It's already, a third of it's already done.
It's,
We took a drive in today and all the townhomes are all sold.
oh geez, yeah.
And from what I hear, about 66% of the initial phase is sold.
Yeah.
Just not completed yet and not closed on yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's coming soon, so we got to figure out what we're doing with all those residents. I met with Lauren. They were reviewing. Oh gosh, is it Kalik?
Yes,
Kalik? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Lot B. We were looking at pickleball courts. So I believe as of right now they're talking about 5 courts, but one's a multi-purpose court. So it could be for like pickleball, potentially like half court for basketball and volleyball. And then there's going to be 1 full-size basketball court. That is the goal as of right now. That location will have lights out there, shade structures. So if people wanted to like have like a little party up at that picnic tables, etc. Reason why I'm bringing that one up is because as a committee, we will probably potentially have to make the rules and regulations. So every time a facility opens, it goes to this committee to make those rules. So that is where they're going, the route is, but that could detour anytime soon. So I'll
Yeah.
keep you posted throughout that process.
Because that would be nice to have a little bit extra like that.
Yeah. And that'll help separate, like Darren said, we don't have enough tennis courts. That'll help separate folks who are trying to play pickleball at Lakeside to stay over at the athletic complex. And maybe in the near future, just maybe, we can add another court or 2 between courts 4 and 5 and the Lakeside pool. But again, that's a wish list, so.
Down the road.
The grass area there.
Yes, I know. And I know Fernanda was talking about when she first joined the committee, about, was it like, it's like soccer, volleyball, how would you pronounce that? Were you talking about foot volley, and it like a multi-purpose for foot volley as well as beach tennis? Yeah.
It's because, I think that you probably received an email this week or the last weekend about some people, because I have to tell you that my husband plays foot volley.
Yeah.
And they all live here.
Mhm.
I mean, there are kind of 5 people playing who are Celebration residents, but 1 come from another town, but it's 1 among 5
Yeah.
residents.
Yep.
And they try, even because my boys, they try to play
Yeah.
in the same part that we have there, but it's impossible. We cannot do it. I mean, the nets that we have there are just for adults and men. It's not even for women.
Yeah. The
Women
two-
cannot
the
play
two I-
volleyball, beach volleyball there. Kids cannot play beach volleyball there. So nobody else can play there. So we just looking for, I know because I know the people there, and they talking to me, I said, you have to send an email, you have to go there and.
Yeah, I
But,
haven't got anything
the
yet.
cost of it is like $50 or $100. So then everybody could play with the nets that we have there.
Okay,
So it's not that expensive.
yeah.
They
They-
should send a proposal or something.
They
a letter.
send everything through the email, I don't know if you received it.
I did not get any email yet, so if they want to send it to townhall@saramel.com,
Or-
feel free to send and say attention to Nikki, and I'll be more than happy to review that.
Or we, of course, we can build the other ones there. It's gonna be more expensive, but then we'll be able to attend more people playing a different kind of sport.
Yeah,
We had a football over there until 2017 to 2019-20. So like a good group of residents here. They just back stopped playing because they are mess. It was the sport is different, but it was messing with the net. So it was hurting the volleyball program. So they decided to don't mess,
Back off.
step back, because they have a beautiful volleyball room over there, the men's on the sand beach. Court volleyball is very nice.
Are there-
Probably we can recommend to build another one, the other side of
Are there nets that are adjustable?
Yeah, so it's just max.
It is just over the.
What?
Are
yeah.
there nets that are adjustable that you can say, okay, put it here
Yes,
for
they're
So-
just
children?
adjustable.
So,
And if.
that would be
I
great.
mean, it's $100. It's not that much.
To adjust the nets, you're saying?
The heights,
The
yeah.
adjustable nets.
Oh, the height.
The next one is already there, the next one already there, not adjustable.
No, they're
And
not.
also professional for men's volleyball. What is nice? Maybe it's just easy to build another sandy court over there, very easy. Just dedicated for the kids and girls and volleyball, beach tennis.
And we're going to have, as he said, kids playing, so they will be out of the screens. This is the most, my target nowadays. We'll have women playing, we'll have people playing football, and we'll have people playing beach tennis.
I
So it's a
gotcha.
multi-purpose
Multi-purpose.
area.
I mean, even in the short term, there's just an adjustable net. if that's-
Yeah, but I agree.
So I have
Just
that,
Put that in and you're not eliminating what's there, you're just adding to it.
yeah, so I have it on
They can
the,
send a letter.
Yep.
I have it on the November agenda. So if they want to send a letter that, as a committee, we'll review after we approve those other 4 contracts about adjustment.
I've heard that they send twice, but probably they
Okay.
send to around.
Yeah, if they, yeah, feel free to have them send it to town hall at Sierra Mill.
Yeah, send it over to Nikki, and then they can even come and tell us about it. you
The
know.
last question I had is, sorry, Margot, the multi-purpose court potentially on lot B. Could that potentially be foot volley?
Yes.
Okay, so that could be.
They do not have like sand courts over there.
No, yeah, it won't be sand, so that's why I was curious. Is that possible? Okay, gotcha.
I'm
Yeah.
making that shouldn't be too expensive.
Sand
I know,
costs
sand is
amount,
not
but
cheap, but
we could definitely review it.
17, no,
In the
Three,
master
$7,000.
plan, in the master plan, we don't have a plan to do maybe we can just raise money from the residents, they offer the money, and the town hall build, the grow build it, I don't know, you should plan, you should address it to the master plan. and-
Well, yeah, the small solution that we could do first, we've been going back and forth, is review the adjustable nets.
There's no harm, no foul. It
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
works
Most
as
of the
is.
condos around here, they do have this.
Okay,
The resorts, they do have this adjustable net.
okay,
I would
yeah.
recommend it was a smart thing to do for sure. The problem is that net with that is professional and not adjustable. And they are.
That's currently
concerned
existing,
about
right,
people
yeah.
hanging on the nets or damaging the nets, and it costs a lot of money. And it was sponsored by our residents. So it's a little bit more about respect, the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on the agenda, so we'll definitely,
And if I'm not wrong, I can check it, but for you, I would be really happy doing that. But if we build 2 courts, sand courts on the other side of the courts that we have already, they're gonna cost around $10,000 for the 2 of them.
Where do you get that information from?
Professional. people.
Professional players and professional builders.
It's gonna cost that much to build
2 courts.
2 courts.
tennis courts?
Oh, I
no,
think,
not
no, this is Sandports. Sandports.
Sandport is like a beach volleyball or.
Yeah,
beach
I know.
Do you think
tennis.
that,
It's
you know,
nice.
the playground in Island
You can
Village,
raise
that
money
we
from
could
the
put something
residents
over there?
because
It's a
they
big
really
grass
want to
area.
sponsor that.
I don't know if it's big enough, because that's
Yeah,
like a big
residents-
Oh, it has
square.
to be like huge.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's just a thought.
It's probably like the size of
Yeah.
this room.
We have many people
We should
looking
go
for
take a
this.
walk.
You know,
Because it's a big area with just a playground on it.
Okay.
what are those, is that area down by, across from the tennis courts, that game called
Oh, bocce ball.
No, it's not bocce ball.
Petanque?
That,
Petanque, okay. Sorry.
That's a
Sorry.
weird name.
you know what that area
What
is,
is
Margot?
petanque?
Is that big enough to put?
No, that's tiny. They need like a good size, because you want to put at least two
The
nets
ones
in.
next to the playground there in North Village.
Yeah.
Would be perfect.
Okay.
I don't know if it's possible or not.
Yeah, I have it on the agenda, so we'll further review. So if you guys have anything about adjustable nets, please bring it to the next
And
one.
we'll keep all the segments in one place.
Yeah, that's smart. There, that's all the updates I have.
Okay. So we're good there. Now let's move on to number 7.
Which that was one of them.
Oh, that
Um,
okay.
I wanted to just give an opportunity for the committee, if there's any topics you want to talk about. I know something we talked about last time was K through 8. That's an opportunity that we could talk about the K through 8, like what they get versus what others don't get. We get a lot of requests from K through 8. The CHS swim team utilizes Lakeside. They get that complimentary. That's just something I wanted to bring up, because I know there was concerns about, like, I think it was lights we were talking about, and you want to utilize the soccer fields with K through 8. I just wanted to see what we can do to maybe partner that bridge with the schools a little bit more, or if there's like a certain percentage that they would have to pay, or maybe there could be a contingency plan where if we give you this, maybe we can do this at your facility. Not sure if that's even possible, but I'll be more than happy to put that on the agenda for November if that's something. No, that was a topic that was asked.
Okay, and then
I appreciate it.
thought that we were going to discuss it maybe more towards December, but I'd like to revisit the possibility of the reservation system.
Okay. Okay.
It is already part of the new resident welcome packet, just not very many people utilize it.
She's
And-
referring to if you call town hall for a first come, first served reservation.
Like, hey, I'm gonna have a
And-
party down at the Island Village pool deck. Okay, great. Now we know whose party it is, who's responsible for paying to clean it up, and you're not having two competing parties at the same time. Or anywhere, at any of the facilities, would be it
Like,
Spring
in the
Lake.
back where those
In the
pictures
back.
are.
Because sometimes you have everything set for, I know because my boys love
Yeah.
them coming here
Sure.
and
Yeah.
celebrating their birthday, it's not that big. I mean, I have a couple of boys and they want to play soccer, they are all Celebration residents, they want to play soccer, and they want to go to the pool. And I did it like a month ago, but when I arrived here, all the trash cans, they were full. So what did I do? I put everything in a bag, in a plastic bag. I took them home, all the trash that I produced, I took it home because it wasn't possible to put it in the
Yeah.
trash can.
Yeah, that's true.
I know I did it, but there are many residents that they wouldn't do it, so they would leave it there.
Right. And
right
if we,
beside the trash
if
can.
we knew there was a party, we could have at least sent someone
Yes.
over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And
it.
also too, I mean, at certain locations in the past, there's been a problem with non-residents. And we needed, you know, somebody had to go in there and, you know, check IDs, and it's always a problem, or they just do their thing and they leave, and it's a mess. But
So
it,
the point of this, just to guarantee that you get it type of thing, because if you call and set it up, great, like you're allowed to use it, but at the same time, if you collectively have 5 houses that just want to meet and have a casual get-together that you could define as a party, nothing's preventing.
well, they would, they're,
But people.
a party
would
should be
use that.
defined as.
No, I
Yeah, no,
agree,
no.
I'm just saying though, but if you have 5 houses that
No,
decide to have a
understood what you're
get-together,
saying.
nothing
Oh, let's
prevents
go down to, you know, so-and-so and just hang out, and fine. But at least say, hey, 5 houses are getting together. It doesn't cost you anything. If you don't leave a mess, it doesn't cost you anything.
Right, like I'm saying, is that just to ensure that that space is yours, if on the first come, first served basis?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it has to be under a 2-week notice.
Yes.
Because you can make a reservation until that 2-week notice, and then
Right.
within that 2 weeks, they could call and say, hey, did anybody reserve this outdoor space specifically?
Right.
Okay, well, just giving you a heads up, we're planning on having a birthday
Right.
there.
And we
Okay,
can
well, you
give them a
can't
piece
have
of
any
paper saying,
vendors,
"Come
blah,
on,
blah, blah, like,
Reserve
Yeah.
the spot, just,
Or even if there are, I mean, two families trying to celebrate a birthday, we can share. Oh, are you okay for sharing?
yeah,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So then we have it planned in advance.
As an example, I live in Island Village. Last summer, somebody decided they were gonna have a baby shower and took up the entire top, all the tables, and no one else could be there. They had a lovely reveal, and I think everybody to this day knows their baby is a girl.
oh, yeah.
Because it was all in the trees. Nikki had to send extra 3 guys down to clean up the pink that was now creeping into the pool. And that's really not fair to everybody else who, could have used those
I mean, I
for
agree. I'm
staffing
just-
as
I'm just
well.
saying, to an extent, you can't stop 5 people from.
No, you can't, but also if a park monitor comes down and says, okay, fine, no big deal, let me just take somebody's name so that we make sure that it's cleaned up.
Like I said, I was just trying to understand if the purpose is to ensure that that space is yours.
Yes, to say, okay, we have this, lack of a better word, we reserve this area. It's not to say nobody
I
else.
think it's to bring awareness to the residents.
Yes,
that we would like to do this and make it so that
everybody can
6
enjoy.
months from now, people will know, you know what? There's gonna be 6 houses, 5 houses. We should just call town hall, let them know, so that there's no issues.
Yeah,
Because it becomes an issue on weekends, and that's how you're gonna weed out the people that aren't residents.
No, I understand, I'm just saying in order for someone to do something, there has to be an incentive. If the incentive is, this is my space to use, great.
yes,
But if-
yes,
That's what I was saying, is the benefit for them to say, this is my space.
Yes.
As opposed to 5 houses getting together and then coming
yeah,
out,
and,
that's great.
we can work out something that said, if somebody says, oh, well, we were gonna have our party here, well, I'm so sorry, but, we reserved the area and this is our proof.
But,
No, I gotcha.
but maybe it can help prevent, like, conflict.
Oh, definitely help
So,
conflict, I
but
think.
it also this could lead down an alternative route if you said, well, Nikki said I have this space approved and you bring a bounce house and all this other stuff. So
Oh,
we just
yeah,
gotta
no,
be
none
careful
of that.
with.
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah, so we just gotta be careful with those guidelines, but
Yeah.
I have that on the topic. Celia and Kevin, was there anything specific that you wanna request for like the upcoming months?
The only
Topic-wise?
follow- I just follow-up question.
Okay.
The vending machines, so we're talking about what prevents anyone from coming and saying, hey, I want to put a vending machine in. Has that gotten any more clarification as to this is the process for that?
We need to create a process. That's something that we definitely need to do. The vending machine right now is going through ARC, so they're gonna be added to the November agenda before it goes to the board.
Yeah, 'cause I just want
Yeah.
to make sure that there is a process in place that prevents everyone and their brother from requesting to put vending machines everywhere.
I got you.
This wasn't the first request for vending machines either.
I understand, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
there should be
because somebody
something
came
that-
once before and we didn't feel that it was working out, we denied them 100%.
Right, I just want to make sure that there is some type of writing and what
Yep.
guarantees them the spot or the time of day to talk about it as opposed to a large corporation vending machines who wants to
Yep,
get it.
that's true. Okay, perfect. I have that on the agenda as well.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we got, okay, 7, code of conduct. Do you have any more knowledge on this than I do, besides we need to review it?
I was gonna say, Marco, do you wanna make any comments about the code of conduct?
I know something was discussed at the executive meeting, but I don't know, I'm not privy to any of it.
This came up because we had a community member, one of the community members sending a post on the Facebook, making some comments from another committee.
For another what?
We
Another committee.
We really didn't like what we did. read, because that's, it's not like an insult, but it's weighing it down. It was Jim Pino making a comment in the back porch about the Parks and Rec Committee. So the board decided to do that. The board decided to send for everybody to remind us, to remind all the members, the code of conduct. So,
And Katie also sent an email to everybody.
yes, she is making, she's doing a great job as a secretary. So this is more to, hey, we are all in the same boat, let's support each other, let's help each other.
To be truthful, treat each other with
If
respect.
you don't have the whole information, don't post it, because the information was not right that was posted.
So is it committee member that posted something? So there was a committee member that was posting?
Yes.
Yeah.
For a different member, different committee, but not here, not for you. That's it. I also decided not to do a compliment to one guy. Let me double check about the date. It was Saturday and Sunday, 4th and 5th. We have like several events in town, 2 marathons, baking, running. And we had a windy and a big storm. And then he was working hard under the rain. I know you hate when I say that, but it's a big compliment. This guy here was working since the day one, over hours, whatever, helping loading the truck by himself because we had a call-out amount we found wrong. So we are blessed to have you, Danny. Thank you for.
You get a raise.
Yeah.
A big raise.
Don't let it blow your head up.
Thank you. You're welcome. I love this town, so. I live here and I love
So
it.
we don't need to
Major
really
league.
do these.
So basically, because we already reviewed this before, this code of conduct, we're just asking the committee members to sign this. We'll just have, yeah, we're just gonna sign it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just go around the room, let's just sign one each.
Just one.
So if you just wanna sign one, Catherine's gonna start and we'll go around, just
gonna
to
date it
show
too,
that we
just so
already
that we-
went over this.
Be good if I
Yep,
could see what
that's
it
next.
is.
Okay.
Yep, no, you're good, I got you. And if you ever have any concerns with another committee member, feel free to come talk to myself, or Catherine, the chair. If you're ever uncomfortable talking to me, or Catherine, you could talk to Lauren.
So my
just wanted to throw
question
that out.
is, was the
Should we put
person
on here just to acknowledge we reread
talked
this?
to about
Yes, yeah.
what they did?
He made a post in the.
Yeah, I know, believe me, I know, I saw it.
Yeah.
But was it discussed with him not to do it?
Yes.
Okay,
He was-
After the fact.
after the fact.
After the fact.
So I'm assuming moving further, there won't be any more of that request coming to the Parks and Rec.
Let's hope so.
Everybody's free to comment and make like any kind of thoughts if you're not.
Yeah, there is freedom of speech, but it
There is.
needs to be acknowledged and treated each other
Correct.
with respect, dignity, and truthfulness.
Especially when you're on a committee yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
How long is the name?
No,
Oh, she was
no,
just
no,
saying
no.
that we discussed it on this day.
Discussed it, we agreed to buy it. Is Catherine Indridge, Viola, Macarena, ta 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 ta.
Are you going Wednesday night to do in piano?
Wednesday night, no, I already said it. I told my friend who needs some therapy and she has to go to Tampa for it, that I would agree to dog sit her grand dog. Because her daughter's in Ecuador right now. And I pray every night she's safe.
And then I'll have Stephanie, Mike, and Colin sign that as well. Hey, Celia.
Yeah, it's just a acknowledgement that, you know.
And then the last thing, I want to bring up, we're making great time, by the way.
God, yeah.
Is, October 26th, so something I just wanted to discuss, trunk or treat. It was brought to our attention that the Girl Scouts, want to do trunk or treat on October 26th, that's a Sunday, over at Lakeside Park. I believe it's between 12 to 3. Danny, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, oh, no, they just said for an hour, but yes.
Okay.
It was like,
So we-
4, I believe.
Okay, so roughly 1 hour to close off Lakeside Park, so the Girl Scouts could do a trunk or treat event.
Sure.
I personally have not attended a trunk or treat, but I know it's,
Did they have one at the high school one year, or maybe somebody else
They
had one at the
had
high school?
one at Lakeside.
they have, okay,
Yeah, they've had it, I remember when they moved here, they had 2 of them.
okay.
Lakeside.
So basically, it's just getting the blessing of the Recreation Committee, once they finalize, they haven't finalized the application just yet for us, but this was the only meeting before October 26th, so we wanted to see if you guys were okay if we move forward and proceed with closing Lakeside Park for an hour for them.
Do you foresee any opposition to it?
I don't oppose to this. I would just probably recommend that it's first thing in the morning, because it's
Okay.
gonna be
Yeah,
impossible
yeah.
to close Lakeside for an
I
hour.
was just gonna ask
Yeah.
what time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the morning?
I would recommend the morning, because we could close the night before, and it's, yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because especially if people are already there, it's like, what do you tell me, I gotta move? No, it's not gonna happen.
And then depending on the number of cars they have, if they don't have too many, my other recommendation is, we just close it off so they can just do the trunk or treat around the circle, so it's not closing off the entire Lakeside Park.
Okay.
So I just wanted to provide
That's
those
good with
two.
me. Was
Like we
there-
did with the car show this weekend.
Yeah, it seemed to go pretty well, not,
I think it's reasonable as long as we start prior to like 9:30.
Okay.
Starting before 9:30, just to not keep Lakeside closed to traffic.
Yeah.
well, the cars started at what time, 9 or 8?
The car show was 9 to 11,
All right, so.
but
from
they
9 to
didn't
10.
close the whole,
If they started before 9:30, I think that if it's, obviously if it's less cars, just closing the circle.
Yeah.
Once you get a better number, but if it's all of it.
then it's, yeah, we gotta do
I
it
think
first thing in the
there's more
morning.
Flexibility, depending upon the scope of it, if it's,
What time would you want to bring your kids to trunk or treat?
my kids wake up at 6:30 regardless. So,
We're rocking and
it
rolling.
doesn't matter what day it is.
No, that's what
No, I'm just saying, I feel like as long as it's, if they start by 9:30, I feel like that's enough time.
Because it's a farmer's market also.
Yep. So
Oh,
it'll be,
yeah.
and I believe it's, I'm not sure if it's 10 to 2 or 9
How
to 1.
much space do they need?
That's something I'm gonna further review of how many cars they need. So depending on the cars, will determine if they get the circle or the whole parking lot.
If
And
it's
they-
a circle, I don't think it's as big of a deal if they start. later
Correct.
on. You can close that and leave it closed.
Yeah,
If it's all of Lakeside parking, I feel like.
yeah, that's the biggest issue we had, yeah.
Yeah,
And they
okay.
would be able to put the rail up so that a car can.
We will probably do like we did with the car show, like
Yeah.
if you guys are okay with not closing all the, Lakeside, we do like we did the car show, we just block out before court 3, like we did, pretty much, so just one.
And car show went well, so I think it would
I think
work
it's
out.
on scope, I feel like the later start would make sense if it's just a portion of it, but if it's all of it, I think an earlier start. than
Well,
that.
if it's 9 to 10, also the farmer's market starts at 10.
9 to 11, right?
Oh, 9? No, the car show.
Yeah, 9 to 11, yep.
So, that's my thoughts. I think it depends on the scope, but.
Okay.
So if it's early, you guys are okay, but if it's later,
It might have.
It's gonna be, has to be the circle.
okay.
Because even by the, I mean, it should be enough that if, I don't know if you guys, you as management timing, but if you go down, I don't know, 3 hours before, if you're already there, you can start getting cars somewhat moved to do the circle for that 3 o'clock.
Yes, yeah,
As opposed to all of Lakeside.
Okay.
correct, yeah.
And they
agree
would,
with
you
that.
would do it at the night before, so it would already be,
We would do the night
Cordoned
before,
off.
even just towards the end, because there's still plenty of parking.
that sounds good to me.
So if we can just get a motion and
Okay.
second on that recommendation?
A motion,
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and that is the last item.
Member comments?
So does anybody else have something they would like to contribute?
And again, we always thought mentioned this before, because it happens to me, I'm so sorry, and I apologize. At least I'm with my husband, so he carries his. But every time that I go swimming on the weekends at Lakeside, I forget my card, my ID.
They have a digital card now.
Which
If you
works
stop at the
really
front
well.
desk, yeah, it's $10. It can be downloaded on your phone.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're very welcome.
It's really,
Yeah.
it works really well.
Yeah, it's something that I mentioned to you, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
digital one, much
Yeah.
better. So we
Yeah.
have one digital now.
Yeah,
We
I've
do
had
have a
mine for
digital
about
now,
2
yeah.
months now, and it's great.
Okay. Do people know about it?
We did advertise, huh? Little by little.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
by
we
little.
started to put it on Monday Matters. I know everybody doesn't get that weekly email or Monday email, but we started just to slowly announce it. So if you go to the front desk and have to renew, they'll mention it to you, but it's not like in the magazine or anything. So yeah.
But we do have guys that check pro IDs with their work phones, which they scan, so residents will go like, whoa, whoa, oh, what's that? Oh, we do digital now. They kind of give them the word of mouth. of
But
it.
this would also help like the teens as well, because they all carry their phones.
Are we
that-
allowed
Yeah.
to spread the news?
No,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
And I know when I did mine, like mine was gonna expire, because it's only once, you gotta do it once a year. Mine, it pushed it another 6 months, because it started it from fresh.
Okay, great.
It's $15, right?
I believe so.
I don't recall.
But only, well, my kids, they have cell phones, then they are older, so.
But is it $10 per phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's per card,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, like for car windows.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
But it's
Yeah.
just a one-time fee.
Yeah, one time fee. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so we're all
Anything
good?
else? Yeah.
So, let's make a motion to adjourn the meeting for this evening.
I'll second.
Okay, all in
perfect.
favor? Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh.
Bye.